and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Bulldog Show, sponsored by Deters Law and Parks Yoga. And remember to pick up a copy of the Butcher Pakistan book or Seth at Amazon and Acclaim Press. Well, my lead story today is going to be whether or not this is Joe Biden's Waterloo. By the way, for those of you that don't know about Waterloo, is Napoleon abdicated twice. But it was the second time after Waterloo where he truly was done, and he ended up dying on the island of Helena. But I want everybody to know that I'm just like you. You know, we see investigations, they go on, nothing ever happens. Nobody ever gets prosecuted. Remember what my theory is about this. My theory about this is everybody's mutually blackmailed. I mean, James Comey, nothing. Why? What he knows. It's like Washington is like a big mutual blackmail. But here are some things that have recently appeared on the Joe Biden front, which I think maybe could be his Waterloo. First and foremost, we know that he and good old Hunter Biden are full-blown gangsters. We find out that he's got classified documents at the Penn Center, not protected. He has classified documents in his house, his garage. I mean, it's unbelievable. And guess what? As vice president, these documents were not able to be declassified by him. They're also, unlike Trump, in an unsecured place, also unknown to the National Archives. I mean, Trump's situation, no problemo, and they appoint a special prosecutor. So they appoint a special prosecutor merely for the image of all of this. Unfortunately for Joe Biden, there's now Republicans that run oversight, and they have power. And then we find out that Hunter Biden is paying $49,000 a month to live in this home. I mean, then we find out the Chinese gave $54 million to the... I mean, it is overwhelmingly clear that this guy is a political gangster, him and Hunter Biden, running a criminal enterprise. And what do we find out? Merrick Garland allows... they raid Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. They allow his personal lawyer to go get these documents. The FBI doesn't go along with them. I mean, this guy, Joe Biden, is used to the protection of the media and everybody else. But I truly believe that his comeuppance might be nigh. What might be different about this? The Democrats who realize that this is their chance to throw him under the bus. That's going to be the big difference, in my opinion. Davos, you know, this place is scary. I watched late last night. I mean, I worked till 4 o'clock in the morning. Late last night, I watched the rerun of Laura Ingraham, the first part of her show, where she covered this exhaustively. It's truly scary what these globalists and everybody is saying over there at Davos. They want global control, global economy, global world, dependency. I mean, it is scary. Screw our national borders. And it's all European focused because they got the Europeans under much better control than us rebels here in the United States. But it's really scary what these rich global billionaires get together and they want to try to infringe upon our freedom and our nationality. You know what? You cannot group countries together. You know what? In the United States of America, we not only have 50 states. Think about how each region in a state is different. I mean, so we're supposed to be the same and think the same and everything be the same as Africa. Isn't happening. The United States is different than any place in the world. Don't try to control us in some big global group. We will not stand for it. George Soros, it comes out, this guy's funneling $131 million to control like 50 some odd media centers. I mean, this guy is like Darth Vader. I mean, he is like Dr. Evil, but it's real. What kind of a man funds the decriminalization of law enforcement, like prosecutors who don't prosecute? What kind of an evil man does that? Who everything he does goes to the breakdown of society. Might be somebody that goes to Davos, right? Newspaper review. I want to go through some articles in newspaper. I do this every once in a while. It's pretty fun, just to kind of show you how corrupt the media is. Louisville, look at this. Courier Journal. This was last Thursday. City has a violent crime emergency. Now just think what the city of Louisville did, just like all the liberal Democratic-controlled cities. Then crime goes bonkers, and then they do this. What does this show? It's another great example how government creates problems. They don't solve problems, they create problems. I call it political Munchausen. And then they act like they're going to save the day. These people are the ones that cause the problem. It's just total shamefulness. All right. Then I got to go to the newspaper. That's Mr. Cincinnati, Hubbard, and everything else. And I'm blown away how the media just Bengals coverage, Bengals coverage, Bengals coverage. And it's all about trying to take advantage for themselves. And it's almost sickening how they cover stories. By the way, I love Sam Hubbard. Here's another one, Kentucky Enquirer. Jason Williams, who was writing politics, they replaced Doherty with this guy. Wild card game reveals Bengals might not win at all. His sports analysis, this is the chief sports writer for the Enquirer, sucks so bad. Hello, Jason. Everybody knows that division rivals games are always going to be close, especially the third time. That game doesn't mean the Bengals are going to struggle against the Buffalo Bills, whose ass they were whooping. I mean, his analysis is just pathetic, beyond pathetic. Hey, Jason, the Miami Dolphins with a backup quarterback almost beat the Bills in Buffalo. Third string quarterback. Then here we go. They always put this in the back pages. This was on page 10A. Pentagon drops COVID vaccine requirement. Think about how right all of us were. All of us were on everything. McConnell. I'm going to do a special show about Mitch McConnell that you're going to freaking love. It's coming soon. NFL disrespect. They can claim that they just got to start promoting the game. The NFL got busted of promoting the Kansas City Buffalo Bills championship game. Not the AFC championship. In other words, basically writing off the Bengals, writing off Jacksonville right out of the gate. You talk about some locker room fodder. Woo! Koberger. Well, it comes out that old Koberger was communicating to, we don't know which one of those girl victims. And they finally just blew him off. Just think what a sick. Can you imagine, folks? I'm talking to all you guys now. Think about all the girls we ever asked out, all the girls that we ever liked, all the girls that said no to a date to us, that we went and stabbed them because they said no to us. I mean, this guy, diabolical, death penalty. The 1 p.m. slump, I love this. You can't make this up. There's a study that shows that workers' worst hour is at 1 p.m. Now that makes sense. Right after the lunch hour, blah, blah, blah. I also think the last hour of the day can sometimes be a bad day. It's why at Deters Law, everybody gets to go home at 4 o'clock on a Friday. But I got to share something with you, which I think is funny. Do you know when I take, usually, if my schedule allows it, my nap, my daily nap during the day? Right after lunch, 1 o'clock. So rather than be unproductive, I take my nap. I mean, I saw this study and I'm like, everybody ought to nap right after work. Unfortunately, some jobs you can't. The DOJ was not present during the Biden search. I already covered that. Last but not least, you can't make this up. Eric Swalwell is such an idiot that he makes a bet with Ted Cruz, proposes a bet with the San Francisco-Dallas game. And Cruz just wins the day with the counter offer of, how about a Chinese dinner? The win goes to Cruz. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Bulldog Local News. Our top story is the Bengals-Bills and what's going to go on relative to the NFL already promoting a Kansas City Bills rematch. It is a very insulting thing. But what else can we expect? By the way, I'm somebody who thinks the Bills and Bengals game, considering it being a draw, ought to be at a neutral site. Don't you agree? Now let's get to the rest of the news. In law and crime, Anthony Howard has died. Sorry, Anthony. Sad. After a shooting in West Price Hill on Monday night, police were called to the scene at Harris Avenue near West 8th Street around 8:30. Authorities currently have no suspects. Police are investigating the killing of a Batavia Township woman on Tuesday. The woman had been shot on Magnolia Drive and was pronounced dead when police arrived. No details on the victim or suspect have been released. In local news, it looks like NKU is ready to appoint Bonita Brown as the university's interim president. Nice smile, nice looking lady there. Brown is currently a vice president and chief strategy officer. Brown will take over after the abrupt departure of former NKU president Ashish Valida. And we have brought to the attention of everybody that there seems to be some economic impropriety relating to that departure. And think about it, she's the financial officer. The Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport is adding some new innovations to the facility. CVG will be the first to host a new food delivery technology called Grab and Go in Concourse B. Customers order from a mobile app and a robot brings the food to the gate. What's going to happen next? We're the Jetsons now. In Kentucky State news, Kentucky legislature is attempting to eliminate patients one free copy of their medical records. Wow. House Bill 51, sponsored by Taylor Mill Rep Kim Mosier, will install a per-page fee for the record. Fees would be capped at $20, but some fear that fees will harm economically disadvantaged patients. This is an outrage. Kim Mosier, bought and paid for, her and her husband Neil Mosier, by St. Elizabeth Medical Center. Folks, disability, workers' comp, personal injury, medical malpractice. There are countless reasons why a free medical copy of their medical records, not to mention the fact, for example, St. Elizabeth Medical Center does $1 billion a year and has $200 million in an offshore account, and Kim Mosier wants to start charging again per page per copy. Revs me up. 2 weeks into the new 6% Kentucky sales tax, and some industries are feeling the pinch of the added fee. Do you think? The tattoo industry of one of those services have been included in the tax. Tattoo artists have noticed clients are less willing to include tips since the fee was added. You see? This happened, folks, through a Republican legislature and a Democratic governor. Ohio State news. Judge Russell Mock has announced he'll run for chairman position of the Hamilton County Republicans. The office was vacated by Alex T. LaFontu, who has moved on to become chairman of the Ohio Republican Party. Let me explain this, folks. Brinkman has always been like the Tea Party guy going up against the establishment. He's running. Mock is the establishment Republican who will be backed by Alex T. LaFontu, Joe Deters, and everything else, which means Mock will win. By the way, Mock is a really nice man. Judge Timothy Black will oversee Ohio's largest corruption trial. Black will be presented with the case against Ohio House Speaker Larry Householder. Don't like Timothy Black, Obama appointee. He doesn't like Deters Law, doesn't like me. He is punitive towards us. I filed a judicial complaint against him. My source of Joe Deters says he's got an inappropriate relationship or had one with a law clerk in Dayton, Ohio. He is a married man. He's tried to punish us for fighting for healthcare workers. Judge Black, not my friend. In sports, 2023 will see a new alignment of Kentucky high school football season. One of the biggest changes will be Cov-Cath moving up to the 4A district. That means Highland and Cov-Cath will no longer decide each team's playoff seeding. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Coming up next, world news with my mate, Jamie the Brit Spindley, also known as Anchorman.
Hello again. Thanks for watching Bulldog TV World News. Today's headlines. 3 main figures in the Ukraine Interior Ministry have been killed in an helicopter crash in the eastern suburb of the capital of Kyiv. Another 16 people died when the helicopter came tumbling down. 4 young men had 15 minutes to defend themselves against the death penalty. They were executed in the connection with nationwide protests that erupted in Iran 4 months ago, whilst another 18 are waiting for the death penalty. Two of the world's oldest people, French nun sister André, dies at the age of 118, and also Kane Tanaka from Japan, who was 119 years old, also passed away. And in sports, the Australian Open injured Nadal out in the second round. Liverpool beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 1-0 in the FA Cup third round replay, and Inter Milan will play AC Milan in the Super Cup later today. See you all tomorrow, and remember, every dog has its day. Cheers.